Hello, this is Vampire. Recently, there's been some new people checking out my channel and they're interested in learning the art of Eskrima. And there's also been some other people that they just got the Eskrima sticks and they are looking forward to practicing and training and stuff like that. So this video is going to be dedicated towards the beginners. This is 100% for the beginners. If you are more experienced, then maybe you can use this video to give you some ideas on how to teach this stuff, okay? So let's get started right away. The first thing I want to show is the 5 angles of attack. So it goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Number 5 is the stab, okay? So it's diagonal, diagonal, horizontal, horizontal, and then stab, okay? Um, Now, there is a lot of different forms like this in the Filipino martial arts. Okay, so this one was 5 angles. I've learned a different 5 angles, and there's been 12 angles of attack, seems to be a popular number. But like I've trained with other guys that have done Eskrima, Kali, Arnis, and when they showed me their 12 angles of attack, it was different from mine. So there's a lot of different versions out there. Okay, now if you do encounter someone who has a different form than you, learn it, have fun, show them yours. Okay, exchange moves and just have a blast. Okay, it's not that one is going to be better than the other. Okay, that's the wrong attitude to have. Basically, each one is different because each one is done a little bit differently. Each individual who taught the art, they might specialize in a certain area, so it's a little bit different here and there. And also, the sequence can be different from the techniques. And that way, what that means is the combos are going to be different. Each form, like the one I just showed you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you might think that is a 5-hit combo. But what it is actually is there's also multiple combos in there. So you could actually just do 1, 2 like that. You could just do the horizontals like that, or you could mix in 1, 2, 3 together. You know, so there's different combos, multiple combos within that one form. All right, so you know that's the main idea. Each form has different combos, so you want to explore those and discover those combos and practice them and make them yours. Okay, so the other thing that I want to talk about is this is done with the Eskrima stick, but as you get better, as you develop this kind of coordination, because when we're doing this, you want to be able to see and follow the stick and align the path that you just created. So it's not like I'm just swinging the stick and I kind of don't really know where the stick went. I can follow the stick. I know that I can see the line that it created, okay? So as if I was drawing on the wall with like a paintbrush or something. Okay, so you want to be able to have very good control, because when you go to the machete or other bladed weapons, you're going to need it, okay? And if you don't have an Eskrima stick, I highly recommend to invest in a training knife, or to do both. To train with the Eskrima stick should be your main training tool, but also practice with a training knife. And I also recommend trying out different improvised weapons. Just make sure it's safe, so don't go swinging around a hammer and hit yourself on the head. But you should definitely feel as many different improvised weapons as you can. And one of the ones that a lot of people forget is like, oh, I don't have a weapon, so I can't train in Eskrima. That's wrong. Use your hand, okay? So the same thing that we just did, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and stab, okay? So you always have your hand, all right? This is also meant to be applied for empty hand as well. A lot of people forget that. All right, so the next thing that I want to move on to is, first you want to learn the angles of attack, okay, the different angles of attack. I showed you 5, but you want to learn more than that, okay? The next thing is circular motion, okay, just a basic simple circle. So if you watch, I'm going to be using my elbow joint and making a circle this way, okay? So just making a circle, and now the reverse. Okay, I could go this way as well. Okay, and I'm doing it this way, and I could also go over here. You see this? So I could go this way, and then I could go the reverse direction as well. Now it's going to get really, really fun when you mix this with the 5 angles of attack that I just showed you, or other angles of attack. So I'm going 1, 2, and then I could put this in right here. 3, 4, boom, boom. Okay, put this in right there. Come in with a stab. Okay, boom, 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 bam, bam, like this. So you start mixing them in, and it becomes so much fun that way. You start to free flow a little bit, okay? You start to feel what that's like, because eventually you want to break away from the forms and just start combining the forms together until the point where you're just free flowing. You're not really following any forms at all. That is the ultimate where you want to get to, okay? So the next one that I want to show you is the figure 8. So the circular motion is very important, but next is the figure 8. And the figure 8, out of the 3 things that I showed you, out of the angles of attack and then the circular motion, the figure 8 is number 3, the hardest out of the 3, okay? When we're doing the circular motion, I showed you that I'm using my elbow joint right here to create that motion, okay, to create the circle. Or with the figure 8, it's not just the elbow. I'm going to be using more the whole body, and now the wrist is going to come more into play. With the simple circle as well, you want to get to the point where now you're actually using more wrist, okay? You want to get to that point, definitely. But starting off, I think it's easier just to get the motion using the elbow because it's a bigger joint. So use that and then start fine-tuning it to where it's wrist. You see this? Okay, you definitely want to get there, and it'll strengthen your wrist. And also when you go to the blade, magic will happen. You're going to see how much more effective it is if you really have that circular motions down. And in order to do it, you also need to have your tendons flexible, strong, and coordinated. So we're going to go to the figure 8 motion this way. The figure 8 is a sideways figure 8, okay? So it's an infinity sign, and I'm coming from the bottom and the bottom, like this. So I'm drawing this large infinity sign, all right? So this is a very good one to do. And the exercise that I like to do for this is, I actually do this as a warm-up, is I start off up here above the head. I'm making the same motion, I'm just doing it above the head, and I go 10 times, okay? And then I go to face height, same thing, like this, doing the figure 8 10 times. And then torso, right here, right where the torso region is, 10 times, and then upper thigh, like towards lower, okay, around where my upper thigh is, 10 times. So it's 10, 10, 10, and 10. Total of 40, and then switch to the left hand, do the same thing, okay, above the head, torso, and then thigh area, okay. So that's a really good exercise, warm-up exercise. All of these, all 3 that I showed you can be used as warm-up exercises, and they will also help you out with practical applications as well. So thank you for watching. This should be a really good place for you guys to start. There's a lot more. There's so much more, you know. There's warm-ups specifically for warm-ups only. There's stuff that's like just purely for technique. There's stuff for application. There's drills. I mean, there's so much more, but I think this is a good place to start. So thank you for watching, and take care.